light blue tickets with a white strip on them. We have a light blue ticket with a white strip on them. I need the white strip. Orange strip too?
Lost their lives in Iraq and Afghanistan, the first 1,200 fatalities of the war. Arlington National Cemetery comprises approximately 624 acres of land, on which almost 300,000 are interred currently. 20 to 25 funerals take place every day here, Monday through Friday, and at that rate, cemetery officials assume that Arlington National Cemetery will reach its capacity in 25 to 30 years, and that no more burials will take place at that time. The small white headstones that you see are government-issued headstones, which are provided free of charge to those who are interred here. The larger headstones have nothing to do with rank. They were simply purchased privately by family members as a personal preference and are no longer allowed in the newer sections of the cemetery. Our first stop will be at the Kennedy family grave site. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. President Kennedy led our nation through the civil rights movement, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the beginning of the space race, vowing to put a man on the moon by the end of the 1960s. But sadly, he never lived to see that day, or even to finish his term. On November 22nd, 1963, President Kennedy was felled by an assassin's bullet while on an official visit to Dallas-Fort Worth, and was interred here at Arlington National Cemetery 3 days later. His wife, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis, lit the eternal flame on his grave that day, and she is interred beside her husband, along with 2 infant children, a stillborn daughter and a 2-day-old son named Patrick. Also interred nearby is Robert Kennedy, President Kennedy's younger brother and closest friend. He served as a senator and as Attorney General before making his own bid for the presidency in 1968, when he too was tragically shot and killed. And Robert Kennedy's grave is marked by a plain white wooden cross in accordance with his will. Now here on the right, we're rounding an area known as Justice Hill. 8 Supreme Court justices are interred in this area, including our late Chief Justice William Rehnquist, our first African-American Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, and our longest-serving Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, and many other notable names. Now here on the right, you'll notice the gray ramp and the gray steps and the curved path leading up to the circular area where you'll find the Kennedy family gravesite. Notice the low wall that branches off to the left. If you follow the path along that low wall, you'll come to Robert Kennedy's gravesite, so make sure you don't miss that. It's slightly separate. At the top of the hill is Arlington House. That's your 3rd stop. And our next stop will be at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. So we're going to drop you off here, and of course you can see the Kennedy family gravesite. Transfer every 15 minutes, so you can either get off now, see the Kennedy grave, and then get back for the, hang on just one second, just want to let you all know this, and then get back for the next changing of the guard ceremony. But it occurs every hour on the hour, so just be aware of that.
That's a cool thing.
All right, well, make sure you bring all your bags and things with you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And remember, transfer every 15 minutes. Thank you.
Lighting.
Congressional Medal of Honor. On your left, you'll see a large sea of headstones. This is what we call the World War II repatriation section. For young men and women who perished in overseas in the Asian and Pacific theaters and the European theaters of World War II. At the end of that war, the families were given the option of returning remains to America for final burial on American soil with honor and dignity. And this is one of the places in our cemetery. In fact, in our cemetery, this is the only place. There are 115 national cemeteries. Quickly?
Yes, what does it mean when there's just the numbers on the headstones?
That is the grave locator, the section, and the location. And it's the coordinates on the grid map.
Is the name on the other side?
Okay, I'm going to give you a little heads up of what to expect at the changing of the guard. That's a little more important at this time than the little history of this cemetery. High-ranking officer. RHIP, rank has its privilege. The higher you are, the more guards you get, the bigger band. Everybody gets a bugler and plus a holly. As I said, the 21-gun salute. The 21 symbolizes the 21-gun salute, which is the highest honor that can be given at a military funeral. As I mentioned, the guards, they march 24/7, 365, and have done so at least since 1948 without a moment's interruption. You can see by the seriousness of the gentlemen, the soldiers marching. They're all U.S. Army, by the way, only U.S. Army. They're very serious in their undertaking here. And you'll... For those still on the bus, you know that this is the changing of the guard stuff, and you all want to not go there. Is that correct? As a group? Okay, you're not going there as a group, right? You're all one big group? Okay. Of 1812 and Mexican-American War, so that all wars are now represented up through Vietnam. On your left, the white sarcophagus is General Montgomery Meigs, the general who was mad. This is the staging area, it's okay. This is where they just stage the horses. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. On your left again, you see that round chimney-like structure. That's a memorial in honor of the 270 civilians who perished when their plane was shot down by a terrorist act over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988. Consequently, for those who remember your high school physics course, especially those in the back car, you recognize that the law of gravity will make sure that it's all downhill from here. On your left and your right, you'll see that the woods are kind of hard scrabble. They're not taken care of at all. The Park Service wants these woods to look much like they did in 1800, when this was a forest plantation. When the Union took it over in 1861, they denuded the property of all the trees to be used so they could use the timber for military purposes. These few acres survived over the strenuous objection of Union officers who wanted to destroy everything as vengeance against Lee. The trees that you saw today are the most beautiful trees, very Dozens of varieties are all later plantings after 1900. Good thing they didn't destroy everything. That now gives us the honor and privilege of riding through history. And everybody take a look to your left. This is the long, hard, serious, somber look. A little less chatter in the back car now, please. Long, hard, serious look. This is where the largest number of our heroes from Vietnam and Korea war conflicts are buried in one place in the cemetery. Their headstones are lined up in perfect rows, like soldiers standing at attention. There are thousands upon thousands, and many more thousands. Down that hill, across the valley, and up the hill again, further than the eye can see, beyond the line of sight. All heroes in that never-ending fight for freedom. That's our fight, folks. Everybody on this bus, those men gave their lives for you. To look up to your right, you'll see a tall brown headstone. That's President William Howard Taft.
Is Caleb, and this bus is going to Washington, D.C. Those of you that just joined us, for your safety, we want you to remain seated as we travel. If you have windows that are open, please keep your heads. Please keep your hands and all belongings inside the tram at all times. Once we get into the district, you'll notice that we get very close to other vehicles, or sometimes they get very close to us. There have been times where we've had collisions with vehicles. Do not have any portion of your body outside this vehicle at any time, whether we're stopped or moving. Please feel free to use your camera equipment or any sort of recording device you may have with you. Like they say in the movie theaters, we do not restrict your use of photography or any sort of recording equipment. Automobile operates as a shuttle, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you have experienced this on the tour of the Arlington National Cemetery. On the cemetery tour, those of you on this bus you are entitled to the cemetery tour. We make 3 stops in the cemetery. They are the Kennedy grave, the Tomb of the Unknowns, and the Arlington House. An hour and a half from now. Once again, you may exit the tram and stay at any site that we stop for as long as you like. On the regular schedule in the district, the buses will be on about a 25-minute schedule. Does anyone have any questions? Please feel free to open windows. If you need assistance, please ask me. Anybody here have not had the opportunity to take the tour of Arlington Cemetery? Everybody been through the cemetery? At this time, I'd like to leave you with this little bit of information. It's one of the 2 veteran cemeteries controlled by the Department of the Army. The other one is the Old Soldier and Airman's Home in Washington, D.C. It is an active cemetery. That means we have funerals here Monday through Friday throughout the year. We have veterans buried here from every war. On the average, we bury 25 people in Arlington Monday through Friday every day. Today, we have 27 funerals. We're passing through the memorial gates of the cemetery right now. Especially here on your left is also the home of the Women in Military Service for America Memorial and their museum. They have an exhibit in there known as Faces of the Fallen. Nearly 1,400 hand-painted portraits of the current Gulf War casualties are on display. It is a national memorial behind us now, honoring all women who have ever served in this country's armed forces or whoever will serve. The road that we travel on looks like a bomb crater. It has developed in front of it and on both sides. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, come back here this time next year, this will be improved. It's so much better than what it was earlier this summer. The street is known as the Memorial Drive, or we call it the Avenue of Heroes. In a moment here on your right side, one of the memorials for the Army. It's called the Armored Forces Division Memorial. Honors combat troops in World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, and Desert Shield. On your left side, for the Army, the 101st Airborne, the Screaming Eagles are the world's only air assault division. The largest cast bronze statue in the world is the United States Marine Corps Memorial. It is known as the Iwo Jima Monument. You look here to your left as we pass this dump truck, and you'll see a white marble base supporting a statue. Signed to the Pentagon. When the aircraft hit the building, it would destroy our brand new fire truck and our brand new fire station. Myself and one other firefighter were standing in front of the fire truck when this happened. Down the river to your right and around the bend is Ronald Reagan Airport. Over here on the horizon to your left is the 2nd largest cathedral in America and also the 6th largest in the world. It's called the National Cathedral. It's actually called the St. Peter's St. Paul's Episcopal Church.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna ask him to zoom in on. He said somebody shot the name Maryland.
Mine is like here. Okay, we're gonna go this long. They grow up, they Are you going to the bar? That's just I did it for
No, that's part of their like core
company.
one day. You know, like dinner by
Like Willie? Also die davor, das ist Korea.
I'm touching it.
No, we can't go down. That's what I'm counting.
No, we won't.
Okay.
But I do want to get
Well, you have to go back then.
Gracias. Here's the one.
I can't see it.
One break.
Yeah, let's get the
From Washington. Our driver today is Von Dell, and my name is Ben Ward, and I'll be your host and tour guide as we travel through the nation's capital.
Wave back.
What was that?
I said wave.
Ah, well, I like the salute.
Oh,
yes, this is Washington here.
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm done talking. Yeah, good idea. Man. Tonight, I have no idea.
All right, it's showtime here. And many movies have been filmed here in Washington, D.C., from Kevin Costner's No Way Out to Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire, and of course, Houseboat, a great Washington movie from 1958, starring Sophia Loren and
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
In that one, Forrest Gump, yes, indeed. Now, these statues up here on the left-hand side, as we put around this bus, are beautiful bronze statues from Italy, a gift from Italy. We have the arts of valor and the art of sacrifice, and the winged arts of peace.
We're right under.
Thanks.
Jeg tager et billede af Peter, hans bedste ven.
streams. Be sure to look up along the rocky walls and in among the branches to find birds, lizards, and even flying mammals. Search the underwater crevices for unusual turtles and fish. All these creatures have adapted to the harsh seasons of flood, drought, and fire.
No, they're much milder.
It's kind of like a salmon, but it's milder than salmon.
Yeah, it's more like
Yeah, the seafood
yeah, it's very mild, very mild. Big hunks of white meat. There you go. There's Ocean City.
Oh, my.
It's not like that all the time.
Good morning, and welcome to the National Aquarium of Baltimore. My name is Clint, and I'm one of the volunteers here at the aquarium. My fellow divers are entering the Wings in the Water exhibit to feed a variety of more than 50 animals. We are part of a team rescued after stranding off the coast of New York. You may also notice that Calypso only has 3 flippers. Its left front flipper had to be removed due to a severe infection and prevents the animal from being released into the wild. To learn more about Calypso or any other animals in the exhibit, feel free to ask one of our exhibit guides or consult the information labels located on the railings. Unlike bonyfish, sharks and rays are related by having a unique skeleton made of cartilage. This is the same tough, flexible material that allows your nose and ears to be wiggled. Bonyfish, like the tarpon, have skeletons made of bone, like in our own bodies. Do you see how the sharks propel themselves with their tail or caudal fin? Some rays, such as eagle rays and cow-nose rays, flap their triangular.
Is you standing right now?
Some of everything.
I showed you like 2 of those right now. Those too big for my pan. I would throw those back. Too big for my box. Yeah, I like mine big enough for the pan. Come down. Jump in. Bobby, come on the escalator. We don't play the escalator. Charles.
All ready, Mr. Bob?
So, take my picture. Remember the Grand Canyon, there was a squirrel that was up on this rock. Well, I was determined to get his picture.
Well, the one you want to get on fish right is over there.
Wow!
Baby, don't
That's a big fish, huh? Turtle!
head on each. I don't know. That's what kind of line you have.
Mom, let's go see the owl.
You don't see much, but he's here. Oh, he looks like he's a picture over the road. Yeah, that's what he looks like. Right here. He's here. Can I eat this wall? His head's up here.
Hey, sir, you ever seen a fish kiss? Now, that one's got a red tail, it's about that big. Before.
He works around so
I think he's right. The six?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna look over again. 6-1. Y'all go 1,
Miss Carter.
2,
11 o'clock, we still want to see the reinforcement start.
4, 5. I'm looking for one more.
I didn't know if it was
Oh man.
This big fish! Oh, this tiny fish!
No man.
That's like
Did that put it back over your head? Yeah.
There's a crocodile.
But that one got a smooth front, smooth front.
Wow. I don't see the six one.
There's a turtle.
The antenna goes back.
Wow! Oh, wait, look at this alligator! Another! Look at the turtles!
They trying to get through there.
An alligator! I see an alligator's head.
Yeah.
A crocodile!
Hey, we trying to get some.
A suckerfish. Oh, there's something always up there. Aaron.
Dolphins and help demonstrate how they use baby behaviors in their everyday lives. Now, first things first, I have a special message for everyone on the first 4 rows surrounding the amphitheater. This is what we call the splash zone. That means that, well, there's a possibility you could get wet. And yeah, there's a possibility you could get soaked by one of our bottlenose dolphins. So, if you have any personal belongings, electronic equipment, cameras, cell phones, small children, Rule number 1, please don't bang on the glass. This disturbs the dolphins when you do that, because sound travels fast in water. Rule number 2, watch your step. It does get a little bit slippery walking down there. And the reason for that is rule number 3. This is also our splash zone as well. So if water happens to fall upon your head, you will be prepared for it. Also, after today's show, if you have any questions for the dolphin trainers, they'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And when you exit, you can use the slide-out doors down here, and this leads to Frogs, of course, of colors, our frog gift shop, and the cafe. And finally, for those of you that would like an Aquarium Visa credit card, you can sign up for one of these. And every time you make a purchase with this card, a donation is made to the Marine Animal Rescue Program. So you're helping to make the ocean safer, and you get a free t-shirt just for signing up. Aquarium in Baltimore. But most of all, I thank everybody here. It's great to see you. All right, everybody, I got one quick question. Are you ready to play? Let the games begin.
We share more with animals than we think. We begin in a world of play. Play becomes learning. You're connected in many ways.
Share with you what we've learned about these animals and the environment that they live in. But most of all, we just want to show you what it's like to work alongside these amazing creatures. We'll start off by meeting 2 of the dolphins in today's show. Starting over on your left-hand side, working with Kevin is Spirit. Spirit is 5 years old, and she was, what's your name? Tobias? I'm Deirdre. It's very nice to meet you. Turn around and face the audience for me. Let's all give Tobias a nice hand. Good, and look straight up at the video screens. You guys can look there too. I'm going to turn Tobias into a dolphin trainer right before your very eyes. Alright, now you can see that there is a lot of water around here. Do you know how to swim? You do? Okay, good. We're going to go ahead and give you a bathing suit as well as a wetsuit that looks just like the ones that we have on. This helps you float in the water, but we're going to make sure that we add on plenty of extra buoyancy for you. So there's some right there. Now you'll just need your degree in science. There's a few books on animal biology and psychology to help you out with that. And once you finish reading those, we'll give you some training tools. This includes a whistle, a target pole, some of fish, as well as lots and lots of dolphin toys. And last but certainly not least, we can't forget your scuba gear. This way you can help us scrub the bottom of the pools every morning at 7 a.m. How's that sound? Good. Excellent attitude. I love it. Go ahead and turn around and face the audience for me. And what do you guys think of our newly certified dolphin trainer? Excellent. Go ahead and hold on to that for me, Tobias. Do you remember what it's called? No, that's okay. It's your first day on the job. This is actually called a target pole. One of the first things that we teach a dolphin to do is simply touch or target their snout or rostrum to the very end of this target pole here, and they learn how to follow it all around in different places. This is how we teach them to do a lot of the behaviors that you see in our shows. This is actually a fairly easy target for our dolphin to touch. We're going to focus our attention on a more difficult target, an orange boat buoy that's going to be lowered above the surface of the pool to a height where one of our dolphins can reach it in a behavior that we call a high jump. Now, before we see the high jump live, we can all learn about how to train. So if we direct our attention again up to those large video screens, you'll see that when we start training a dolphin to do something, they have to start at the very beginning. So the dolphin first simply learns how to touch the buoy. That's right for the trainer. Now once they understand how to do this, we invite them to go and touch the buoy at the center of the pool, but just at the surface of the water. And this way they know where the buoy is located. And we can start to raise it up a few feet at a time over a couple of months, even years, as they learn how to jump higher and higher to reach that high jump. To stay on the light blue as we walk up to a 24-foot drop-off. All right, looks like we've got Chesapeake out here. Go ahead and show her your left hand just like this and drop it down and then out to the side. One more time, a little bit more confidently this time. Down and out to the side. Down and out. All right, here goes Chesapeake. She's very excited now. Over here on the left-hand side of the pool. And then this is Chesapeake. Well, she just did a fantastic job. She just got 350 pounds, about 22 feet out of the air. Now, Kevin is going to give her a lot of fish. That's one of the main ways that we're able to reinforce or reward the dolphins. We also give them toys, rub downs, and it looks like we're going to get another dolphin out here, Spirit, who's been doing a great job here on this presentation. You can make a nice flat open palm for me just like this. Lean over and give her a nice rub right here on her belly. Give her a nice rub back and forth. Right there in the middle. That's another one. There you go. Tobias, you did a great job. Go ahead and turn around with me. Face this way. Lean over. Hands just like this. Wait, come on. What do you guys think? Tobias did a great job. Well, now that you have the chance to see Tobias' training abilities, it's time to get all of you involved in one of our training sessions. You will have the opportunity to choose the next behavior that you see in today's show. If you look up the video screens, you'll see your choices, starting off with behavior A. This is a splashing behavior called blue fling. Or behavior B, this is an aerial called behavior A. Who would like to see the blue fling? All right, and what about behavior B? Who would like to see the All right, and finally, who would like to see behavior C? The visit here at the aquarium. Thanks so much for playing, everybody.